So journey was not easy. It was a roller coaster ride. Product manager is a profession which cannot be replaced by any of the artificial intelligence or machine learning algorithm. It is a complex feature, complex function wherein you have to be very, very empathetic towards customer, convert those customer requirement into a actual product. And it's very high impact profession. You will get lot of visibility, very, very challenging, take care of everything. And it is like I would say a thankless job. you know if things are going well, nobody will appreciate you. If the things are not going well, you are the first one who need to take a blame and who need to drive the solution. Price versus value perspective.
Okay.
What is the product price versus how much value it is adding to the end customer? So always check where is my product. So you might over design the product, you might give some of the features which are not
necessary.
required, and because of which you have increased your cost, and then you want to pass on that cost to the end customer. Your price it at different level, nobody will buy it.
Hello, welcome everyone to Intellipaat podcast. We have with us Mr. Kapil, who is an esteemed product manager in Lam Research. So, sir, tell us about yourself.
Hey, hi Wasim. Thanks for having me here. So my full name is Kapil Dongare. So just to give a little bit background about myself. So I completed my engineering from IIT Kanpur, and after I completed, basically I also have MBA degree from IIM Bangalore, and I have 11 years of work experience, out of which I think first 8 years I was working as a product manager in automotive industry. 3 years back I transitioned from automotive domain to semiconductor domain, and currently I'm working for Lam Research. I basically work for developing semiconductor products with cutting edge technology, which drives the innovation and next generation technologies. And currently I'm leading a team of 5 product managers in Lam Research. So thanks for having me here.
So, I see you're coming from a very esteemed background. So, you went to an IIT and then an IIM. So, this transition from, let's say, an engineering background, then you studied management, and now you're in product management. How the journey has been?
So, journey was not easy. It was a roller coaster ride. So, when I just passed out from IIT Kanpur, I had a campus recruitment offer from TATA Motors. So there I worked for 4 years as a system engineer. And it was like a core hands-on experience developing automotive products. It was different experience. And after 4 years, I got an offer from Mercedes-Benz, wherein my profile was more towards leading a team.
Okay.
So wherein I had to again tweak my skills towards people management, leadership, business development, and basically I developed a good big team of system engineers in Bangalore who were responsible for basically developing systems and getting the work done from within India.
All right.
So we basically took responsibility of multiple system development projects from Germany to India.
Okay.
So we developed a hardware lab, because of which it became very easy to learn the concept and to reduce the dependency over our German counterparts. When I think it was almost, when I spent almost 8 years in automotive industry, I felt that I was kind of getting saturated in system engineering. I reached to that kind of pivot level wherein I was not able to grow further. My profile was becoming towards people management and business development side, but I wanted to make a bigger impact on the organization. So I decided, okay, let us try to move from engineering domain side towards product management side. And then Lam Research is the organization who gave me this opportunity. And there basically, since it is last 3.5 years, I'm developing, so we are a core organization which develops, we are from semiconductor capital equipment manufacturer. So we develop machines which are required to manufacture electronic chips. And as I told, I had to reinvent myself in each phase, each transition. First from system engineering towards people management, leadership, and from leadership towards now it is product management area, wherein I need to understand overall in and outs of the product management. So my funda is keep on developing yourself, reinvent yourself, and that is the way to remain competitive into this job market. Yeah.
So I'm very intrigued about stakeholder management. So most of our audience, I'm not sure if they would be knowing. If you want to explain to them what exactly stakeholder management means.
Yeah. Stakeholder management is managing the people who are not in your domain. to make it very simple.
Okay.
So basically, as a product manager, you will be closely working with the marketing team. You will be closely working with the engineering team. You will be closely working with the operations team. Again, you will be closely working with the sales and accounts team to price your product.
Okay.
And at the end, you will be closely working with the quality team to make sure that your product adheres to a specified quality. So in that case, you should be able to go along with the people. You should be able to try to basically understand their concerns and try to come up with the finite requirements, try to come up with the exact issues, and based on that you should be able to go with problem solving. So overall stakeholder management is managing the people who are not in your domain, trying to get the feedback from them and work upon them so that you can able to improve your product performance.
All right. So since you mentioned, working with different channels in the organization, what I want to know is project management. If you know, is almost on the similar lines, right? But what differentiates it from a product side of it?
So that's a very common question. What is the
Yes.
difference of roles and responsibilities of project managers versus product manager? So let me define project management first. So project manager is a person who is responsible for a one particular engineering task. Okay, so his scope of work is developing that project deliverables in specified time, with specified scope, and with specified cost. So he's just looking at only these parameters. However, when it comes to product manager, he is a single point of contact for that product. So he is involved for that product right from concept and feasibility. From there, then it is actual development, then production, then post-production issues. Then he is basically responsible for managing overall product life cycle for that product. Okay, so it's a very bigger way wherein the key stakeholders for a product manager, as I told, he has to get input from marketing team. He needs to understand what are the customer requirements. Accordingly, all those requirements should be converted into engineering specifications. So product manager is very bigger role and as compared to project manager. So these are, I think I can able to explain the differences.
I think to make it a little interesting or easier for the audience also, what I would like you to do is, let's talk about Lam Research. So in, I don't know, maybe for the last decade, they entered the Fortune 500. Now they're sitting at the 250 mark, if I'm not wrong. So in Lam Research, obviously it's a very big organization. How do you define a project manager's role to a product manager role in that setting where people are creating products related to semiconductors?
Okay, yeah. So for example, if I have to develop a complete new product into the market, so our marketing team will be closely working with our customer, and they will try to get their insight. They will try to understand the current need of them, what are the issues they are facing with reference to current generation product. So all those information will be captured and that will be sent to product manager. So product manager is the one who will listen. He will go through all those requirements and come up with a document called as a product vision document. In which all the things are written in detail. What is the customer need, what kind of requirements they have, what kind of performance they are expecting in the future products. So all those things he will come up with, and then basically what we do, we will run a program in order to develop that product. So in that program you will have small projects. So for example, a particular software model development is one project. A particular hardware development is one particular project. Developing marketing collateral could be another project.
Marketing collateral. That's something new. I would really want to know what that is.
Yeah. So marketing collateral is basically a kind of a technical manuals for a product, or it could be information which is relevant for your product. For example, if you are doing some change on your product and you want to convey that information to customer, so marketing collateral is the way by which you are basically in detail writing about what is that change, what kind of things customer should know, if they have to change something on their product, what kind of sequence they need to follow, what benefits they are supposed to get with reference to that change. So all those things are captured under one document that is called as a marketing collateral documents. And you can consider it as a pamphlets, product manuals. So these are small projects, and for each project you will have project manager. So project manager is looking at only that particular project, and he is looking at basically what is the overall scope of work, in what time I need to complete that project, what are my deliverables, but he doesn't know the whole picture, from where it is coming, which are all the other projects which are going on. So it's a small task, and I would say product manager looks at overall canvas for different projects in the product.
So let's say product design, one of the verticals, I think a very crucial vertical of product manager's role. How does one person who has no professional experience but is very eager to work on product side of it, how can they practice? How can they make themselves better? What are some areas they can focus on? Like
To become product designer or product manager?
eventually, let's say if even if you are going towards product design, there will be so many other verticals also. Like,
Yeah.
eventually, they would want to see themselves become a product manager. So how does that work?
First of all, let's break it into two phases. What are the things required to become a product design engineer?
Okay.
Okay, so you should be able to understand what are the requirements from customer side to basically design that product.
But those requirements that are coming from the customer side of it is filtered through a lot of phases.
Lot of phases, yeah.
So how does that one person is going to take that? Because let's say if I'm in college, I am graduating, but I really think that I can do a really good job with product design. How do I look at it? Because I don't have any requirements.
So you will have some requirements. So basically, look at it from customer perspective.
Okay.
How customer is perceiving your product as. Let's take example of a software product. It could be Intellipaat application.
Sure.
So there are students who are looking for their course of interest and whether it is available on an Intellipaat profile or not.
Yes.
So they will go through the page and they will search if product manager course is available or not, and accordingly they will get some search results, and then if they find something, then they will go in detail and they will check what is the description, how long is, so all the product attributes. So if you look at this particular requirement from customer side, and if you are a designer for this product, so you should be able to identify, okay, search is the first function which should be there on the portal. Web designing, you should know. You should be able to have all other things which are related to UI development, UX development.
Okay.
So like that, look at it from customer perspective, and then just assess your skills. How good are you with reference to web development? What are your levels of skills when it comes to UI development? What are your level of skills with reference to UX development? And for example, there are multiple languages by which you can able to develop a web design. So how good are you with reference to those languages? So if you can able to develop those skills, you can able to get into a designer role.
Okay.
So let's say you got all the skills, you are working as a design engineer. Okay. Now coming to product manager position, that is altogether a different game.
Okay.
So to become a product manager, you should be able to understand what is the value proposition of this product. So who are all the end customers? So these are the end customers who are like working professionals. They would like to upskill themselves. So they are looking for this course. So the target segment, their requirement, and then you should be able to understand, okay, from product strategy perspective, which are all the similar players in the market. What is their strengths? What are their areas of improvement? Okay. Accordingly, you should come up with a gap which talks about, okay, this particular need of the customer is not being met by any of the customer.
So you should be able to identify.
Okay, so this is like looking at the product from business perspective.
Okay.
And then if you have that gap, if you know that gap, you can able to exploit it to make your product more competitive. Okay. So this is just a strategy perspective. So let's say you found that gap, you decided, okay, I'll develop a product in that particular way, and you started developing the product, and then you basically develop that product vision document, and execution is going on. Now you want to price the product.
Okay.
Again, that's a totally different area.
That's another story.
That's totally different story. For which you will be, as a product manager, you will be closely working with the sales team, accounts team, business development team. So you will see, so there are multiple methodologies in which you are going to price the product. So traditional methodology is called as a cost plus methodology, wherein how many resources are required in order to develop this product.
What's your cost and what do you
cost plus profit margin, that is your price. Yeah. But nowadays people are moving from cost plus methodology towards value based pricing. So they are actually checking how much value you are adding to end customer, and considering that factor, you are pricing the product. So
that's very nice.
That is another area. Then you have to go and launch the product. So you need to know some things about how to launch a product. What are the marketing channels you are going to use it. So in this one, to make this happen, you will be closely working with the marketing team. So marketing channels.
It has something to do with go-to-market strategy.
Strategy, correct. You come up with a detailed go-to-market strategy, which are all the channels you are going to market it, where and whether you are going to do a promotion on social media, or whether you are going to do a promotion on some other platform, that you need to decide. Okay. Accordingly, come up with a detailed go-to-market strategy, and launch a product.
And like you said, a CEO of a
It is a
product.
CEO of a product. Essentially, it is a
Take
CEO
care
of
of
product.
everything.
Yeah, take care of everything, and it is like I would say a thankless job. If things are going well, nobody will appreciate you. If the things are not going well, you are the first one who need to take a blame and who need to drive the solution.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a very crucial role, and as I told in the beginning, it is the opportunity to make a higher impact on organization level. So if you are doing well, you will get
Directly see the results
you will get a very good visibility
and rewards as well.
rewards as well, in higher management stuff.
All right. So what I also want to emphasize on, since Kapil, you have to also admit that you're coming from an IIT IIM background, so you've had a chance to learn from the finest of the finest, and it obviously would have helped you a lot. So let's say somebody coming from a tier 2 institution or a tier 3 institution, how is that different for them to make an impact in the in organizations such as you're working at? How is it different for them to reach there?
Yeah, it's also a very common question. People ask me, how does a tier 1 or tier 2 college guy can able to come into work as a product manager in big companies?
Yes.
So I would say having a good or reputed college background will give you a first job. But however, if you want to excel in that particular domain, you have to keep on reinventing yourself. You have to keep on improving your skills in order to make your product more and more better.
Yes.
And at the end, if your product is very very important from overall company's parent perspective, then only you will be able to excel it.
Okay.
So having a good college background will give you first hit, but it is like a necessary condition, but it is not sufficient.
Yes.
It won't give you definite success. Let's take a case wherein you have mentioned that somebody is not from tier 1 colleges.
Yes.
So in that case, I will say that there are multiple courses by which you will try to learn what kind of skills required to become a product manager.
Yeah, so let's tap on those skills.
Okay.
So what exactly are those skills that we talk about? Everybody talks about there are some skills, like you have mentioned on a broader perspective as well. CEO of a product. So there is everything you have to look for. But how do you choose those skills?
So there are multiple things, as maybe with reference to the last example what I gave. He will be working with multiple people, so he need not be a master of all.
Oh,
you should
like
know a
that
little
saying,
bit of each things.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Master of none, yeah, that's the thing. So a general management degree, general management from a good business school will give you a good perspective about finance domain, will give you a good perspective about marketing domain, will give you a good perspective about operations domain. So if you can able to have a basic skill in each of these domain, plus if you can able to make your resume more and more attractive, for example, get some hands-on experience from work on some freelancing projects.
Okay.
Get the hands-on experience, develop your skills, add those things on your resume, add those things on your LinkedIn profile. So you are basically, what you are doing is you are improving your employability.
Oh, yes.
People are looking at, okay, this guy has done something, he knows all those things, plus he has some experience, and then you might not be able to go into directly a branded companies, but at least you can able to
Work on a product.
And if you can able to perform better, I think there are people, these good big companies, they are continuously looking for good people.
Yes.
So over a period of time, you can able to go to a similar level what a tier 1 guy is there. So having a college degree is just one thing, but you have to keep on upskilling yourself. That's the funda.
Like you said, reinvent
yourself. That's what worked for me.
Yeah.
Whatever I have learned or achieved so far, I kept on reinventing you. If you would have seen my profile,
Yes,
automotive,
definitely.
then now the semiconductor, and now in product management. In fact, my educational background was in electrical.
Oh, right. I think that somehow relates to what you're doing now.
Yeah, a little bit, but initially automotive was a bit different. So look at the opportunity, try to adjust yourself for that profile, and then excel. That's how you
That's
need to
very
grow.
nice, actually. I mean, that's a very good career arc. I mean, anybody would like to have the same. But let's say it reminds me also when you said choosing the people. So you are also working in a very, very big organization. You handle a lot of product managers. What is your process to finding out, okay, this person might be a good fit for my team or somebody who would be a very good addition to our organization. So what is that process? Somebody like you who's been doing this for the last 10 years.
Okay.
How is it going?
First of all, when I get a resume, I look for what kind of role he has done. Specifically, I look for what kind of value he has added to his organization. If somebody is doing normal day-to-day tactical work, it's not suitable for product manager. Product manager is not like a 10 to 5 job where you have fixed things you need to do.
Yes.
Come, do it and go. You have to look at a big picture. You should be able to continuously identify that niche which is not been tapped by somebody else.
So let's say if I'm putting 8 hours into my job, I should also understand what is the impact I'm bringing to my business.
Correct.
I mean the company, organization. Yes.
So look for new opportunities. How can you improve product and continuously look at what market is doing.
Okay.
It is not like that you are not the smartest in the market. There are multiple people.
Yes.
So just keep eye on them basically, how they are doing, what they are doing, and accordingly you need to modify and improve your product. So I look for this kind of key skills. The guy who has done this kind of work or who is capable of doing this kind of work. Okay. So in my interview also I give multiple hypothetical case studies. Okay, this is a situation. For example, you are a product manager. Your product is not doing particularly well. How are you going to solve this problem?
What is the typical answer you get for this?
Typical, if this guy is doing a tactical work, he will say a straightforward work. Okay, work on particular area. For example, if product performance is not working, use some higher technology in order to improve the performance. But that's not the answer. Yes. If you are using cutting edge technology, you are end up increasing your cost, which end up reducing your profit margins, and this is not okay. You should be able to solve complex problems with a simple solution. Okay.
That you get with practice.
That you get with the practice. Again, problem solving and decision making is very, very important role for a product manager. Every day your job is to go to the company and solve the complex problem.
Then again, a thankless job.
Yeah, thankless job. Again, and again, that is, people think that it is very complex. If you define the problem well, 60% of your problem is solved over there.
Okay, so identifying the problem is
come up with a proper simple problem statement. And you should have a proof that okay, this is really a problem. This problem statement is accurate. If you put all those details, you can come up with the multiple ideas by which you can able to solve a complex problem. Most of the things, what is happening, basically the feedback from the customer, feedback from different stakeholders is so complex, you are not able to formulate a proper problem statement. Okay. That's where you have to have empathy towards customer. Just check how customer is perceiving your product, and then just try to think, okay, this is the problem, and then how you can able to solve it. How can you able to make this product more and more better?
So Kapil, do you think there's a need to simplify product management? Because there are there's a lot of confusion. Like you mentioned, until now I used to think a project manager has to do more than what a product manager is dealing with, but that's totally not the case. So do you think there's a lot of confusion in the market regarding product management?
There is a lot of confusion. The thing is, these product manager profiles were not very famous earlier.
Yes.
I would say after 2020 or after COVID era, when we got a 5G generation technology, 5G came into the market, we have a lot of software applications.
Yes.
Each of the software companies look for product manager. Okay. And that's where this profile became more and more famous. And now people started understanding, okay, he's the guy, he should know some small things of each of these domain, and then he should come up with a good product in the market.
Yes.
So I would say things are complex, and if you look at it from a broader perspective, if you have required skills, you can able to simplify it. It is not that difficult. Okay.
Definitely.
You have to just change your perspective.
Look at the bigger picture.
Look at the bigger picture. You should not look at it from tactical perspective. Okay, somebody has to give me a procedure and I need to follow step 1, 2 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. You should look at it a bigger picture, and then you should be able to take it as a challenge. I would say, take it as a challenge and then start enjoying it. You will like it.
All right. And I would also like to know. Let's say I heard somewhere, for example, for a designer role, if they're designing a product, so at some point their role for that particular product becomes a little obsolete at some point. So is that also the case with the product manager? Let's say you're a CEO of a product, and after a point when your product is in the market, and you have established everything to monitor it, to get that countermeasures going, quality assurances going on. So at what point do you think a product manager's role is done?
Yeah. So product manager role will not get obsolete. A product will get obsoleted. Okay. So whatever case you have mentioned, you have done the development, quality assurance are there, production is going on, day-to-day operations are going on, you are making good amount of money. However, suddenly your technology changes. Your competitor come up with a better product,
New one.
and then you are not getting the customer and expected revenue. So somewhere you have to kill your product. That is the biggest decision a product manager will take.
Can you tell us about a few examples? Like, I would really want to know where you can maybe give us an example of previous instances where something like that happened.
Maybe let's take an example of mobile industry. Everybody is very well aware.
Sure.
For example, if you see 3G based mobile, third generation
I know.
mobile, now they are obsoleted. Nobody would like to use them.
Yes.
Those mobile which has button based interface, nobody would like to use it. So that technology is obsoleted. So product manager, if I were a product manager, before 4G coming to the market, I should be able to understand what is the market trend. I should be able to read all those industry reports and surveys and all those things. Then I should be able to understand, okay, there is a need from customer side who wants to go from button based interface towards smartphone based kind of technology, wherein it looks beautiful, it looks very easy, capacitive based touch sensors and all those things. And
that is only a product manager could do, by the way. Look at the bigger picture.
Look at the bigger picture, because that is the only profile in the organization who looks at a bigger picture and who knows what is happening across all the domains. So with respect to this example, I think if somebody can able to get this exposure, somebody can able to get those skills, he can able to excel it.
So maybe they can start with problem solving skills. Try to identify problems where you can see, and try to find a way where you can find a solution as well. All right. And since you mentioned semiconductor industry, so for me as a person who is obviously living under a rock, semiconductor has come new to me. So there has been a very recent news of a few companies doing rounds of they have achieved something, and now there I have seen semiconductor is a very big domain. So what sort of products do we talk about? Let's say we obviously know it's a part of a bigger picture. The semiconductor is used to build something that will make a very good impact, or let's say a good product. What is the competition like? How is it going in the industry? Like, do you think it's thriving, or how is it?
Semiconductor is thriving. If you see the Indian government current policies, they are focusing a lot on semiconductor manufacturing. So this is the one area I think India had not done well in past. If you compare India versus China, this is one area which
so we are not manufacturing in India
currently. In India, we are hardly, there is only one fab in Chandigarh. Apart from that, we are not at all manufacturing anything. So one of the strategy of Modi government, I think Modi 2.0 and Modi 3.0 also, wherein they are attracting multiple companies who can able to put the manufacturing setup in India.
Okay,
it has a huge potential to generate jobs, similar to that of automotive industry. Okay, semiconductor is a big ecosystem. You have wafer as a product, so that is a separate segment of a companies. Then you have wafer manufacturer like Lam Research and other guys, wherein we guys provide machines who do the fabrication of the wafers.
Okay.
Then we have some companies like
I'm sorry, Kapil, you lost me at wafer.
Sorry. So wafer is a silicon disc.
Okay.
It is made up of a silicon disc. It is 200 millimeter or 300 millimeter, and basically there are some processes you need to do it. It is called as etching operation or deposition operation, and basically you create a billions of transistor in a small area. Okay, and this is called as integrated chips. And you use these integrated chips in all the electronic devices. So you use mobile, you have integrated chips. You use this camera, it has integrated chips. So it is everywhere and anywhere. You can see there are ICs, integrated chips.
So that is the bigger impact you're talking about.
That is the bigger impact, very, very big impact. And there is a lot of focus from government side in order to start manufacturing, make in India for semiconductor chips.
Oh.
And that is one of the area, when I completed my business education, I was looking for, which industry I should go for. Shall I remain in automotive? Shall I go to a software-based industry, or shall I go to semiconductor? And then there were a couple of mentors who suggested me, just check if you can go to semiconductor industry. That is the future.
I'm sure your mentors are also visionaries.
Yeah,
They guided you in.
I'm fortunate in that
Yes.
in that sense.
I'm sure automotive industry is also doing very good rounds with EV technology.
Yeah.
And I think the manufacturing has also started in India. I'm not sure.
Particularly, if you compare EV, so to make electric vehicle, you have to have different controllers.
Yes.
Each controller will need a integrated circuit microcontroller.
Yes.
And that is the output of semiconductor industry. So in a nutshell, they are
everywhere.
connected.
Yes.
They are connected.
Since you mentioned about the larger impact, and I'm sure you handle a lot of challenges every day as well.
Yeah.
So what are some of the challenges that you come across?
Yeah. So each day is different. Each day is interesting. I cannot plan how my tomorrow it should be.
Oh.
Okay, I have a list of open tasks for today. Tomorrow when I wake up, I'll get set of emails, and then my open point list will further elongates.
So it's safe to say product managers, worst nightmare is also one of the product management tools.
Correct.
Those ticketing systems that we have, Kanban board,
Scrum, all those jargons, and it is a lot of chaos. I would say product manager is a person who brings harmony from a chaos. Okay, he gets lot of input from different stakeholders. He listens everybody, comes up with a conclusion. He makes some decisions, and then he implements that decision in order to solve those problems. So he brings chaos to harmony. That's the value addition he's supposed to add to the end product.
And that's very nice, actually.
Yeah.
So what do you think for this thankless job? How are the rewards like in the market?
Rewards are pretty impressive. If you are doing good as a product manager, if you are adding a lot of value to your company's top line, promotions and all will come. Financial appreciations also you will get it, and you'll get very good opportunities from your competitor also. Everybody is looking at your profile, so you'll get a lot of visibility. And with this product management, you can create a very big network. And networking is one of the area wherein basically you are telling that okay, I am capable of this particular skill, and you are basically connected to multiple people. So from career development perspective, this is very attractive area. From making or impact on organizational level, this is very important area. So you are in a good place.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
And also, Kapil, do you think there are any bad products?
There are a lot.
So how do you define it? Because let's keep it simple. A product manager is the CEO of the product. So they have put their heart and soul into a product. And if that product fails, is it a bad product, or there have been, things that could have been done better or something like that? What are the parameters we basically judge a product on?
Yeah. So product is okay. To check success of a product, there are particular KPIs. For example, what is customer satisfaction? What are customer ratings? What is how much revenue product is making? Okay. How much return on investment? Whether you have reached a break-even point or not, or still you are in loss. So all those financial parameters are there. Some customer-based parameters are there. But you have asked a very important question: why a product gets failed?
Yes.
So there are multiple ways by which product can get failed. So let's take first case wherein you're not captured the actual requirement from customer. Okay, so your marketing didn't went well. So you got a set of requirements, and based on that you developed something, but that is not capturing actual the requirement from customer side. So that is the first place wherein your product can be failed. Second phase, you got the requirement, but your development is not up to the mark.
Okay.
So you are developed based on some outdated technology, or you are not done properly quality checking, or you are not done properly validation of your product, because of which product performance it is not making basically it is not making intended performance. Product performance wise you are getting failed. So third one is financial fail. For example, even though requirements are correct, development is done, but you spend so many resources, so many efforts, so many high fundo technologies you have used, because of which you are no more competitive into the market. There are competitors, there are players from China who can able to sell similar product at a lower price.
Okay.
Why would somebody will buy your product? So that is the third thing. So there are multiple ways by which your product can get failed. So that is, that's the core responsibility of a product manager. That's where, product vision will come into the picture.
Oh.
So a stronger vision document will give you, vision is like a backbone for your product. If your vision is strong, your product will strong, and there is a high probability that it will become successful in the market. So you should be good in writing the vision.
Alright. So Kapil, since we have already talked about the failures, the bad products, let's also talk something interesting. So what are your favorite or products that you like
Use
as a person or as a customer or as a product manager also?
So let's take a day-to-day example. I think mobile, it's very famous product. Everybody uses this product. So if I look at my requirements, I need a basic mobile which has basic functionalities, which is robust enough, because I have a small kid. He throws my mobile here and there. A robust mobile. It should not hang to run on basic things. So with reference to this customer requirement, I consider Samsung A14, A15. These are good products because this meets my requirement. Okay, so being a successful product, you should look at it from customer perspective.
Okay.
What are their requirements, and if all of his requirements are meeting, then you should consider it as a successful product. At the end, see, I'm paying some amount of money to buy that mobile, and I'm getting some value out of it. If the value what I pursue is more than how much money I spent, I consider it as a successful product.
Okay.
Take example of automotive. For example, Tata Tiago vehicle. Which comes into AMT variants and all. A vehicle with 6 or 7 lakhs, under 6 to 7 lakh rupees budget, a good interior space, good mileage, excellent look. It is basically amount of money. Basically value is far more than amount of money I'm paying it. It is a successful product. So these are the day-to-day examples you can see. In fact, you can rate any of the product with reference to this comparison. How much value it is adding to the end customer versus where are you placing into the market.
So as a good exercise, do you recommend, let's say, if I see a product in the market, for example, the mobile you've mentioned.
Yeah.
So I can look at it from a perspective, okay, the price that I'm seeing right now is coming from a user research. The features basically have been decided based on the user requirements. So that is the way of thinking the strategies as a product manager. Do you believe that is the case?
Yes. It is called as a price versus value perspective.
Okay.
What is the product price versus how much value it is adding to the end customer. So always check where is my product. So you might over design the product. You might give some of the features which are not
necessary,
required, and because of which you have increased your cost, and then you want to pass on that cost to the end customer. You are priced it at different level. Nobody will buy it. Okay. So just develop a product which is actually required for the customer. Then only it is considered a successful product. Right. Typically, that's the mistake what people do. Typically what I have seen, those startup guys, they come up with
I also want to talk about the startup guys.
Yeah, it's interesting topic. They develop a product which is most of the cases it is over designed. Okay. Some of the requirements they are not dominant. Still, they would like to capture all those things, and because of which it is not able to meet the competition. And at the end of basically it is failed product. It is not able to meet its
one of the bad ones.
Yeah. So just look at it from price versus value perspective and accordingly design the product.
Yeah. So since you mentioned the startup guys, I just want to understand, not getting into the bad side of it. I'm just asking you with the perspective. Let's say the startup guys, what are those mistakes they can avoid? So since you mentioned overdoing things, there might be other things they can avoid.
So I would say having a solid process will take out all those issues. Okay, so a startup guy, even though they are visionary, they are new into the market, they should hire somebody who is good at execution. Okay, one or two people who can decide or develop a process for product development, product launch, operations, quality management. And if you can able to develop a product with a defined process, it might take a bit more time, but having a bug-free product is far better than
no product
at all.
So I think that's a good cue. So if you're building a product, it's better to have a product manager in the early stages.
Yeah.
It's coming from a very, very like a veteran who's in the field. So listen to that. And to sum this up, sir, what I want you to do is, have a few words for our audience so that we can, conclude this conversation.
Yeah. So what I would say, product manager is a profession which cannot be replaced by any of the artificial intelligence or machine learning algorithm. It is a complex feature, complex function wherein you have to be very very empathetic towards customer. Convert those customer requirement into a actual product, and it's very high impact profession. You will get lot of visibility, very very challenging. So if somebody is very passionate about creating an impact in corporate world on an organization level, please think about this profession. You will enjoy it.
Thank you so much, sir, for that. Even though you mentioned being a product manager is a thankless job, we thank you very much to be on our show and on this podcast. You have, told us a lot about the role, the confusion that people might have, the do's and don'ts, and how they can make a career in this. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me here.